What's up guys, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Serial Killer Saturday. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys about the pig farmer serial killer who confessed to 49 murders. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So in 2007, Robert Pickton was convicted of murdering 6 women and he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for 25 years. That was the longest sentence he could receive at the time. He was charged with many more and he actually confessed to an undercover officer that he had killed 49 women and wanted to bring it up to an even 50. The details of Robert's crimes included finding human remains in trash cans, feeding bodies to his pigs, and possibly even selling human flesh mixed with pork for public consumption. This entire case shocked the entire country, the entire world, and launched the biggest serial killer investigation in Canadian history. So Robert Pickton was described as a pretty quiet guy with a pig farm in British Columbia along with his brother. A worker on his farm actually called it a creepy looking place. In 1998, the brothers were sued by the local government for zoning ordinance violations by, neglecting the property and then actually turning one of their slaughterhouses into an event venue. In 1996, the brothers registered a non-profit organization called the Piggy Palace Good Times Society. Its stated aims were to organize, coordinate, manage, and operate special events, functions, dances, shows, and exhibitions on behalf of service organizations, sports organizations, and other worthy groups. The farm hosted a variety of wild raves and parties in a converted slaughterhouse. In 1998, the Picktons were served with an injunction banning, so they couldn't have anything else hosted on the premises, and then their non-profit status was revoked the following year. 5 years before Robert was charged with murder, he was also charged with the 1977 attempted murder of Wendy Lynn Esteter. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. She informed police that Robert had solicited her services and brought her back to the farm, and that's where he handcuffed her left arm and stabbed her in the abdomen. She managed to escape, disarm Robert, and stab him with his own weapon. They were both taken to the hospital, where hospital staff found a key in Robert's pocket, and that's how they unlocked the handcuffs on Wendy. The attempted murder charge was eventually dropped because prosecutors claim that Wendy's ongoing drug use made her an unreliable witness. Robert's clothes and rubber boots were taken by police during the initial arrest, where they were kept in a storage locker for over 7 years. They were never tested for evidence until 2004, and that's when they swabbed them for DNA and found the match of 2 missing women. From 1983 to 2002, 60 women had disappeared from Vancouver's downtown east side. Robert had been on police's radar for a while, but on February 6, 2002, they finally searched his farm for an unrelated accusation of illegal weapons. Robert and his brother both got arrested, and the police had enough evidence to gather another warrant that is in relation to the Vancouver's missing women. The brothers got released, but Robert was still under surveillance. On February 22nd, he got arrested again and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. During their initial search, police found personal belongings that belonged to some of the women that were missing. Once he was behind bars, more charges were added. At first, it was only 3, and then 4, and then he eventually had a total of 27 first-degree murder charges. In the beginning, the details of Robert's crimes were under publication ban until 2010, when they finally became public knowledge. He was linked to murders dating back as far as 1991, and this was far before the attempted murder of Wendy and then years after the entire altercation. Police found a variety of human remains on the farm, but a lot of them were hard to identify because they were either left to rot or they were fed to the pigs. The details included in Robert's crimes are a human skull that was cut in half with hands and feet stuffed inside, night vision goggles, human remains stuffed inside garbage bags, Spanish fly aphrodisiac, and a loaded revolver with a dildo attached to the barrel. And I guess Robert later claimed that this was supposed to be a makeshift silencer. Investigators also found 80 unidentified DNA profiles on the property. Robert Pickton was eventually tried and found guilty of 6 counts of second-degree murder, and the other 21 counts were stayed for a later date, but they were never tried because he had already received the maximum sentence. Besides his arrest for the attack on Wendy, there were also many other attempts to get the police's attention facing towards Robert as a suspect. Also, don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly either, but according to Vancouver Police Detective Constable Lorimer Schenner, I don't know, the police received a call to the anonymous tip line in 1998 basically stating that Robert should be investigated in relation to the missing woman in the area. In 1999, authorities received another tip that Robert had a freezer filled with human remains on his property. Robert was interviewed following that clip, and the police actually got consent from Robert to search his property, but the search was never actually conducted. In 2004, before the trial even started, the government issued a warning that Robert may have ground up human flesh and mixed pork with it to sell to the public. I'm sorry guys, I'm so bad with names, so I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this one correctly either, but during a press conference in 2010, Deputy Chief Constable Doug Lepard, I'm not really sure, he issued an apology to the families of the victims. I wish that all the mistakes that were made we could undo, and I wish that more lives would have been saved. So, on my behalf and behalf of the Vancouver Police Department and all the men and women who worked on this investigation, I would say to the families how sorry we all are for your losses and because we did not catch this monster sooner. So that is the case of the pig farmer serial killer who confessed to 49 murders. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below your thoughts on this case. I'm curious because this case, it seems like his maximum sentence was life in prison with no possibility of parole. I don't think he got the death sentence if I'm correct. So comment down below your guys' thoughts on the death sentence, because I feel like this is a case where he most definitely should have gotten the death sentence if in his area that was a sentence given out. Considering he did get 6 counts of second-degree murder, I don't know why exactly he got second-degree murder. Maybe they just didn't have enough evidence to convict him of first-degree murder. Maybe if he was convicted of first-degree murder, that would be a completely different story. But either way, it was 6 counts plus the attempted murder charge that was dropped. So just comment down below if you guys think that would be a reason to get the death sentence in some states or not. I'm just curious what you guys have to say about that. So anyways, I will see you guys in the next one.